Welcome back. This is episode number 53 at the BS Machine. I'm your host, Tommy Kendi, and I am here with you today on this podcast to share with you a really unbelievably powerful meditation. And this meditation, it's not even a meditation, it's more so this way of tapping into this whole other realm and drawing down from this realm the shit that we want in our lives. And I'm putting this out there more of a test than anything else. It's literally a trial. So I'm using you guys to test this shit out. This work that we're going to do today, it is so fucking powerful. And the only reason I'm telling you that is because I've been putting this to the test for the last little bit of time since I came up with it. And I actually came up with it in the way where I tuned into this whole other realm and I drew down a meditation. So I pulled in a meditation that I've been trying out, and this shit works. And basically the premise behind this meditation is that if we believe that there's something greater out there than ourselves, or there's something greater, there's a greater energy or something bigger than us that we're part of. You can call it universe, God, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Who cares? But there's this. We all, I mean, if you listen to this podcast, you would believe that there's something that we're all part of. This energy or whatever it is that has that has something there for us to connect into and draw out what we want to draw out. So the purpose and the intention for this podcast today is to literally test out a meditation that I've created, and for you to hit me back and let me know whether this worked for you or not. And I've tried this out on a number of my clients, a number of my coaching clients, and it's pretty fucking epic, I've got to tell you. But the one of the things you've got to sort of sit with is that if you're sitting in your car and driving, or you're walking or whatever, I'd rather you push pause on this podcast now and reconnect with it when you get home and you've got maybe a 10 or 20 minute space to do this meditation with me. And the reason being is that you sort of have to be in this space of peace, in this space of innocence where you're not really moving and you're able to connect into this whole other whole other, I don't know, you can call it dimension, realm. I call it the superconscious because that's how I learnt about it. And when you can find a way to tap into this space, there is so much magic there for us. And that's exactly how I pulled it out from this. So I did this meditation, literally just came to me, and I thought, you know what, fuck it, I'll do this meditation and see what happens with it. And if you want to fast forward this to the point where we start the meditation, don't, because there's a big setup to this in order for you to get there and for you to know how this is actually working, and the strategy and the step-by-step process to it. So what I want to test out here with this meditation is that you you have a think of something, you bring something into your focus, into the forefront of your mind that you really want for yourself. And it's something that's important. I'm not talking about a fucking car. I'm not talking about buying a $20 million house and all that type of shit. It's not about that. It's more about having something, drawing something in that that you want for yourself. So, for example, it could be something like, look, you know what? It could be something as simple as freedom and peace. And what you'll find is that it might sound a little bit general, but at the same point, what you'll find is that with freedom and peace, it's actually a byproduct of that, which will bring money. It's a byproduct of that will bring you, happiness. It's a byproduct of that that will bring you all these material things that people think that they need, where ultimately what they actually need is freedom and peace, right? So that's one option. Or I mean, do you know what? Fucking go for it. If you actually want to try this out with something material, like a house, and I know I just said don't do that, but if you do want to try it out, try, because I've actually tried it with a few little things that are material, and it works. It's so incredible, and I'm so excited to share this with you for the simple fact of getting a little bit more information back from you guys to see how it worked. And the cool thing with this meditation is that the shit happens really quick. Like, you start to see signs of it happening really quick. And like, I'm talking almost within a day or two, you'll start to see certain things start to evolve, and people will start to call you, or certain people will come into your life that will sort of take you towards what you want. And so the actual process of the meditation, the way that it came to me was for me to be super clear on being open and being in this space of innocence, right? And the only way that this meditation will work is if you put yourself into a space of just being fully open, no expectations, and just literally testing this shit out and giving it a trial. And for no other reason than you got nothing to lose, right? And at the moment, there's a lot of us that are sort of sitting around, aren't we? And we're either working our butt off on things that don't actually matter, or we're not doing anything and just sitting around and seeing every day fall into the abyss. And then the next day comes and you're like, oh fuck, there's another day gone, there's another week gone, there's another fucking month gone, and you're talking about the same shit, and the same stuff's happening in your life. So so really what we're doing here is we are getting really clear on something that we want for ourselves. And you know what, as I said before, it could be freedom, it could just be peace. If you want, if you're in a fucking shit ass relationship and you feel stuck and stagnant and trapped, maybe it's simple. Maybe it's for you to say, hey, you know what, my truth here, what I actually want to create here, and what I'm going to put this meditation to the test for is to have a relationship that I'm fucking, where I'm madly in love, where I feel I feel connected, I feel supported, where I feel like I can be myself, have my independence, but just fucking love the shit out of my partner at the same time. Whatever it might be, it's something for you to really put to the test and look at this meditation. Yeah, in a way where you're like, all right, you know what, fucker, I'm going to put this to the test and see what happens. So the way that this meditation works and the way that we move through it is that first off, we just start off by really calming the body down. And I want you to hear and understand what we're actually doing here in order for you to properly move through it, because you'll feel the different stages of the meditation. So we're initially just going to calm the body, we're going to calm the breath, and put the mind and the body in this place of pure connection, where the mind, body, and the soul are all connected. And then from there, we'll start to take it into certain different situations, and I'll take you through this process where you're not really going to know where it's going, and that's the reason why it's such a powerful meditation, because it goes to places where you don't expect. And so when those things happen, when those little moments happen where we go into these spaces you don't expect, please just allow yourself and allow your just your intuitive guidance to let you go where it goes. So there's no way to be. There's no way to meditate here. There's nothing in it that where you have to feel a certain way, or you have to look a certain way, or you have to have certain thoughts or anything like that. It's just very simple. Just as we're moving through the meditation, just simply be with it. And then the other part to it is that when through the meditation, it's not even a challenge, but I'll get you to see, and you'll start to see some things, and it doesn't have to be what you think it is. So when I ask you to see something, just let it come in. Don't look for anything. Something will just come in and it's going to be the perfect thing. And so when it does, it has to be the first thing that comes in. Don't go, oh, I don't like that one. You can do this meditation again whenever you want. All you have to do is listen to it again because it's fucking recorded. You can listen to it at any time. But just on this one, all I want you to do is just simply listen to it, and whatever comes at you will come at you. This is not just a thing where you do it once. It's a thing where you can do it as many times as you want because it's up online, it's online, and you can listen to as many times. But this time, when you are listening to it, just see what you see and don't question it. Now, the next part is you will get quite deep and you might even fall asleep through this meditation, and that's fine. Don't try and stay awake. If you do fall asleep, even though it's a 10 or 15-minute meditation, it doesn't matter. All I'm asking you is to just do whatever the body feels natural, and if you do fall asleep or you do get tired or you do whatever, please just do what it ever needs to happen. The next part is, through the meditation, please, very important, do not push pause on the meditation. You have to listen all the way through, because the last thing I would want you to do is get a quarter of the way through, have your fucked up ego come in and go, oh, I'll do this later, and then stop, because it's actually a process. I'm taking you through a journey, and the journey, I'd like you to commit to moving through the journey from A to fucking B to C to D, all right? And once the meditation ends, it's not a hypnotism. It's just simply a meditation. You're going to be aware of what's going on the whole entire time, but I'm just creating a situation here for you where I'd like you to really commit to it. And I'd like you to really go through the journey. And the reason you're going through it is because you're going to put this shit to the test. And imagine if you put it to the test and shit actually happens for you, like good stuff actually happens, and what you want actually comes in. Like, that'd be fucking cool. And it's happened for me on a number of things. It's not like this is a thing where I'm perfecting it. I'm literally putting this out there to test it and to see what the feedback is from you guys. And yeah, of course, I mean, feel free to share this podcast with whoever you think would benefit from it. And there's a lot of people that will benefit from this podcast, even just my regular listeners. But sharing it will allow even more people to, and you can compare notes, man. So other than that, I'm excited to share this with you and bring this to the forefront. So let's start this, and it is you got to understand this is a process. It's a certain meditation that literally came to me, and now I'm sharing it with you. And the reason I'm sharing it with you because I just think a lot of people need to have this sort of stuff available to them. So once again, if you're obviously you're at home, you're in a place where you can have peace. So with your phone or wherever you're listening to this on, please turn your phone on silent, take off the vibrate. Anything that is going to interrupt you over the next 10 to 15 minutes, please fuck it off. Like, it's just you've got to choose to be of service to yourself. And if you don't, it's just not going to work. So any distractions at all, fuck them off. Like, get rid of them, whether it's your phone, kids, whatever it is. Do this at a time when you know that you're not going to be interrupted. Your husband, your wife, no one's going to bother you, your flatmate, all that type of stuff. It's just like, have the courage to go, hey, do you know what? Do you mind if I just take 15 minutes here? Leave me the fuck alone. And it's super powerful. So, and the next thing I would ask is that get into a really comfortable whatever. If it's lying down, then lie down. Perfect. You don't have to be seated and all Buddha-like. You can lie down, totally fine. If you would like to sit up and you have a regular meditation, please sit up. But what I would also highly encourage you to do is to please use headphones. So whether it's your whatever Apple iPod or sorry not iPod Apple earphones or whatever, if you've got headphones, put your headphones on. But I'd like you to use headphones because I'm playing a little bit of music behind it as well, and that's all part of the journey. So get yourself comfortable, even if you want to put a blanket over you if you're sitting or whatever, and get into a space, even if you want to push pause now and then come back when you're ready in a few seconds, when you set yourself up and you're totally comfortable, whether you're seated, whether you're lying down, and let's get this going. So I am just going to get some music on for us. All right. So, as I said, we are just simply lying down, seated, whatever it might be, and noticing the music and noticing my voice. Start to close the eyes down. And really just become aware of the peace and the freedom within the body, within the breath. Total stillness. Total stillness. Before we begin, if there's any other part to you that you feel like you need to move, whether it's moving the hair from the face or whether you need to shuffle around the shoulders, whatever it is, if you need to move, please make that happen now so you can experience total stillness. Total stillness. And once you're in stillness, we are moving into this space of total stillness and into a place of innocence. So really allow yourself to be in a space of total innocence, almost like a little baby that is seeing the world for the first time. Looking out at the world like it's the first time you've ever seen what you see. And with the eyes closed, the body still, allowing the breath to totally organically move through. With each inhale, with each exhale, the breath becomes more free. The breath becomes more open. And committing to be of service to yourself through this process. And start to imagine, choosing to imagine yourself in a tunnel. And you are in the middle of this tunnel where it's quite dark. You're in the middle of a tunnel, choosing to imagine. You're choosing to imagine that you are in the middle of a tunnel. And it's quite dark. And it's a little bit cold as well. Not overly cold, but just cold enough for you to notice the cool air. And imagining that you look over to the left, the opening of the tunnel over to the left. And at the end there, you see a tiny little white light at the end of the tunnel over to the left, which is the opening of the tunnel. And then you look over to the right hand side of the tunnel and you see a red light, red opening at the end of that tunnel. And you start to walk over towards the right opening of the tunnel, the red light. You start to walk over towards the red light. It's a big tunnel, nice long tunnel. And you start to walk over towards the right, towards the red light opening. And the closer you get to this red light, it starts to get a little bit warmer. And you keep walking through this tunnel towards the opening where the light is red. You keep walking towards it and you notice you become a little closer towards the red light. And the closer you get to the red light, the warmer it gets. Really just noticing, becoming aware and noticing. Walk a little bit closer towards the red light and you'll come to the opening where the red light is. And you walk out of the tunnel, and as you look around, you see that everything is warm, red. You see trees, you see the road, but everything has this blanket of red glow. And as you walk further out of the tunnel, you walk into the forest, this red glowing forest. And everywhere you look, you just see this red glow. And you look off into the distance in the forest. And you notice that you can't really see that far off in the distance. You only see like 2 or 3 meters off into the distance. So it's almost foggy with this red glow over everything. And there's a sense of confusion because you're trying to look off in the distance, but you just can't see through the red glow. So intuitively and instinctively, you walk back towards the tunnel. And you walk back through the tunnel, and as you walk away from the red glow opening, you start to feel a little bit more cooler as you get back towards the center of the tunnel. You get back to the center of the tunnel. Once again, you look over to the left and you see the opening with a white light. You look over to the right with the red glow. And once again, you walk back towards the red light. And as you walk back towards the red light, you start to feel a little bit more heat. And you get closer, and there's this sense of boredom as you walk towards the red light. Because even though you're walking towards it, you almost know exactly what you're going to get. You walk back towards the red light. You keep walking, you get a little bit more heat in the body. And you get to the edge of the tunnel. And you walk out again into the forest, and exactly the same thing happens. You try and look off into the distance, and all you see is this red glow. And so, a little bit frustrated, you walk back towards a tunnel. And as you walk away from the red glow entrance, you walk back to the middle of the tunnel. And then a part of you wants to go back towards the red glow. But intuitively, you just feel that you're being drawn towards the other end of the tunnel, towards the left-hand side. And you look over to the left and you see this big white glow through the left hand of the tunnel. So you start to walk towards the lights, towards the white light. And as you get closer to the edge of that tunnel, you walk closer to it, and you actually start to feel a little bit more cooler in the body. And you feel like the body is getting a little bit more crisp and heightened awareness. And you walk towards the edge of the tunnel, feeling this sense of anticipation as you get closer to the edge of the tunnel. And you start to feel like there's butterflies in the belly. And you notice the butterflies in the belly. And you start to come to the edge of the tunnel. And as you walk out of the tunnel, you just see these incredible snow-capped mountains. You see a forest, totally snow-capped forest, snow on the ground. And as you walk deeper into woods, this incredible forest, you walk into the forest and you feel the crispness of the air. You feel the cool air and the crispness of the air. And as you breathe in, you feel the coolness and the texture of the air. And as you breathe out, you feel your heat moving out into the world. You walk deeper into the forest. You walk deeper into the forest and you'll see a fork in the road which goes to the right or to the left, and you immediately take the fork to the left, the road to the left. And you're walking through the forest. You feel the snow under your feet. You feel the crispness of the air. And as you've taken that road over towards the left, you come to this opening in the forest. And as the opening shows you, it's this massive field, huge field, as far as the eye can see. And in this field, all you can see is yellow, purple, and green flowers. And you walk into the middle of the field and you see this chair in the middle of the field, and the first thing you do is you sit on this chair. And as you sit on this chair, you feel the sun beating down on your face. The air is warmer. And as you sit on this chair, you suddenly have a notepad that lands in your lap. And on this notepad, you start to flick the pages. You flick the pages, and you see that there's writing all through the pages, and you realize that the writing in these pages is all from you. And it's writing that you did 25 years from now. and somehow it's landed in your lap now. It's landed in your lap. You're sitting in the middle of this field, the sun beating down on you. It is the most beautiful, beautiful, beautiful space that you've landed in. And you've landed and you've got a notepad in your lap that is your writing that was sent back to you 25 years from now. And you go back to the first page and you see the name of the notepad, of what you wrote. The name of the notepad was. You don't question what you see, you just see what you see. And you flick the pages. You flick the first page, the second page, the third page, the fourth page, and you land on page 5. And on page 5, you see what's written on page 5. And at the top of the page says the words, I have created all this magic below. And you start to read 5 points in dot form of what magic that you have created. You see the first one, you just read it. It's like, I have created this. The second one, I have created this. Just read the first 5 points of what you have created. Read them right now. You've now read through all 5 points. There's a lot more there, but you just read the first 5. The one that you are most drawn to is point 3. Whatever it said, I have created this. Point 3 of something that you have created for yourself. And you see that. And as soon as you put your focus into it, really look at the words of what you have created. And then as you put your focus on these words that you see on the notepad, they start to turn into golden mist. Just mist coming off the page, golden mist coming off the page, and it floats off the page. And as it floats off the page, you see this golden mist land just between the eyebrows. You see this golden mist land between the eyebrows. You notice this golden mist land between the eyebrows. And as it lands between the eyebrows, you simply notice it seep into the skin, the words, the golden mist of what you have created. And as this lands between the eyebrows and seeps into the skin, seeps into the body, this golden mist and the energy of that third point, and then feeling super lucky, feeling like all your questions have been answered, you lie back in this chair, look up at the sky, and you just see 4 words. And so it is. And so it is. And so it is. Start to bring yourself back into the body. Start to bring yourself back into the room that you're in. Start to bring yourself back into the body, back into the room you're in. Slowly open up the eyes. Put both hands over your heart. And just simply say, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so there is that meditation, and it's a very powerful meditation in that when you finish, you sort of don't know what to do with it. So that third point that you saw, what I would like you to do, and that turned into the golden mist, and it went to the space between the eyebrows, and you saw that go in and seep into the body, seep into the skin. So what I would like you to do is just write down what you saw that third point being. So whether it was, whatever it was, I created this, that was a third point. You saw 5 points. And then that third point, as soon as I would have said it to you, you would have seen something. And it would have been the first thing that you would have seen. Yep. So the third point, you would have seen a sentence that would have come out for you. So whatever that was, this is where the trial or the test comes in. Just write that down for yourself, and whatever that was. And once you've written that down, what I'd like you to do is just over the next few days, notice things that are starting to happen that are going to show you that thing will start to materialize or manifest into your current world, into your current reality. And mark my words, it will happen. And the next thing I'd like you to do is that if it does, just for me, if you do start to see things materialize and take shape in line with what that third line was, please let me know, because this is a mass meditation trial, and I really want to bring this back, and yeah, let me know your thoughts, and feel free to share this meditation with anyone, so you can maybe even compare notes or whatever else, and see what happens if you start to bring some goodness into your life. And I reckon you will. And but if you could share it with me, that would be absolutely epico. Obviously, well, you know what? Imagine if something happens in the next 5 minutes. That'd be fucking sick. If you start to get phone calls or you meet someone today, but as soon as you start seeing things unfold for you that are in line with that, with whatever your person in 25 years wrote back to you that you're doing right now or you're creating, please let me know. Yeah, thank you guys. Great to share this with you, and look forward to all your comments and all your shares with me and with the community. Have an epic week, and love you guts, and I'll catch you later. Love you guts. Bye, dudes and dudettes.